He passed away with his co-workers, his family, his wife, and his parents at his side. Um, there's not going to be a procession or anything tonight. In a final selfless act, he is going to be a organ donor. Right? Is that right? He's organ donating? Okay, so we've confirmed he's going to be an organ donor, and that could take up to a couple days to get the transplant teams in here. He's a strong, healthy male. Family wants every part of him that can be used to save other lives to occur. So it's going to be fluid and dynamic when things happen from here on out. Our other deputy who was injured, we managed to get him in the room to say goodbye before this occurred, that he was with when the shooting occurred. Our department members are up there. We're taking care of the family. The miraculous thing is we flew people in from different parts of the country, and they've driven in, and many National Guard military people here, and every single person made it. Was able to say goodbye to him before he passed away. So I don't know if it was timing or if he was holding on or what happened there, but he hung on till even his sister came from out of state, and she was there when it occurred too. So we want to thank everybody for all the support that they've shown us, all the agencies that have filled for us and covered the streets for us, and all the services from St. Joe's Hospital, the trauma doctors that saved one of our deputies' lives. We also want to thank all the people that have brought us food and made sure we stayed hydrated in these stressful situations. Some of us older guys have been around on these things for, unfortunately, too many times, as we've talked about, but we have a lot of newer people. This is their first time, so we need to take care of them. This job right now is changed in the last few years. We know that the majority of the public and the people out there know that they love and support us. It's hard to determine that these days, but I believe it in my heart that's true. And I can tell you our people are ready to go, because as of 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're back out in the streets. The deputies have taken back over the streets of Pierce County. So you will see deputy cars out there working. We had to broadcast to all of them while they're going out back working that he had passed away. So good for our guys. They're here to do the same thing he did, and we're going to continue doing it. And just put your thoughts and prayers with the families and some of the rest of our guys that are out there taking care of business. So that's where we're at, unless somebody has a question.
Sheriff, can you talk about Calata's dedication to public service?
Well, Dom, as he's known, spent time in the military. He was in the National Guard. The picture that we released of Dom with the little boy was not his little boy. That was a friend he made while he was in Afghanistan. So when he was in Afghanistan, that was a different little boy that cozied up next to him in his unit while he was there. He was all about service, and he would have been all about service. And I'll tell you where that comes from after meeting his parents. His parents are something. I mean, they basically stood by his side, and they're very happy with us and the citizens of Pierce County. Told me how much he loved his job. Starts at home.
What can you tell viewers about a procession?
Well, obviously there will be a procession and there will be a funeral, but we're not going to have that information in the next coming days, because he is still at the hospital and they're prepping him, like I said, for organ donation. That could take up till the weekend. To however that works, I don't know. But that is going to happen. Like I said, it's a selfless act at the end, and his family was 100% supportive of it. And what will happen is when that occurs, and after that's done, we will take him from the hospital in a procession to the next step. And we will definitely let the public know when that is and where it is, because if you want to be there and be part of it, we want you to be there and part of it, because you supported us through this. The second deputy is, like I said, we were able to get him in a wheelchair and get him in to say goodbye to his partner. Improved a lot. Thanks to the surgeons and some tricky stuff that they did, they saved his life. It was really, really close. And he's going to be there for at least a week. And we'll have people there stationed with both of them through the week, and we'll letting them all rest. Everybody's pretty tired. They've been up for a couple days. So letting everybody rest and reset. And our other group of people are back out working the streets again tonight.
Are people donating like flowers or anything like that? Is there someplace you want to send them, or is that starting to happen?
We'll put that information out. I know that people have asked it. Darren, do you have, I'm going to do, you guys all know Darren. Darren was on the SWAT team before he was here, so he knows these people really well. And you've done a great job this week. So I'll let him answer those.
All right. Thanks, Sheriff.
Can you give us your perspective on how this has been for you?
It's been terrible. See, I'm already going to start. I know both of these guys. I know Rich very well. I've known him my whole career with the Sheriff's Department. I've known about Dom since he's been here. Nothing but class acts from both of these guys. They're terrific men. They're terrific fathers. They're terrific husbands. They're just good people. And Dom's going to be missed. I had a lot of support at the hospital. I was able to talk to his family members today, express my condolences. A lot of people were able to get and see him. So we're really thankful for that. But terrible time for our department.
Sergeant Sheriff Troy mentioned there's a lot of younger men and women on the force dealing with this for the first time. How do you guide an agency like that through something like this, even while y'all suffer the same?
We have a lot of great people in our department. It's not just the people that are in the leadership positions. There's a lot of deputies out on the field. There's a lot of sergeants. There's a lot of people in administrative staff, office assistants that are just natural leaders that keep us all together. We all support one another. And I thanked one of our chiefs yesterday for just being strong yesterday. Today was not a day he could be strong, but yesterday he was strong for everybody else. So we lean on each other. This is not my first time, just like the sheriff's, it's not his first time. Deputy Papen's been here a long time, it's not his first time. But for the deputies that it is their first time dealing with something like this, they have support from other members in the department. And then we have a lot of support from our community, and that's the reason why we do this job. And when we see that support, it just makes you feel grateful for the type of community that we have that supports us.
Darren, the sheriff mentioned yesterday that this department is unfortunately getting good at dealing with these types of situations, but it's something that the department can't get used to. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah, every single time it's terrible. But again, we have good people with good character that will stick up and stand up for their brothers and sisters. So we're all family here, and I said we support each other through these tough times. It's unfortunate, but we've seen the worst of the worst in Pierce County. It seems like time and time again. So yeah, we're ready. We're ready for the challenge when it comes up. That's the big thing. That's right. This is the best support system I've ever had. I wouldn't want to work anywhere else. My dad works here. My brother-in-law works here. Everyone else here is my brothers and sisters as well. I grew up in this community. I started out in San Diego, and when I was time to come back home, there was no question where I was going. I love this department. I love all of our deputies. I love Sergeant Rich Scaniff. I love Deputy Dominique Calata. If you saw the picture that we released today, that smile is Dom in a nutshell. If you look at the picture, I don't want to make fun of him, but he's not this big, tough-looking guy. He's kind of scrawny a little bit, but he's a really nice person. He's one of the nicest people I've ever been around. So I would want people to remember him for that. He's not a big, tough guy. That's not what we want to remember him as. He was a good man. Somebody yesterday told me that they had never seen Dom make a mistake, and that Dom was just a superstar at everything, and I would agree with that. Not saying that I've never heard him yell at anyone. Not saying he never has, but he just had this cool personality to him, and he was here for his community. He liked talking to people. He liked serving his community. This is where he grew up, so he wanted to stay here and serve as well. And I'm glad he had the opportunity to serve with me.
Do we know how many lives he's going to get to save as an organ donor?
I don't have that information, no. But yeah, Dom held a lot of different positions on this department. He started out in patrol. I told the story earlier this morning. I was a sergeant in day shift. Actually, no, I was a detective when he first started. And I was reading these reports coming in from Dominique Calata. And I would ask his FTOs, say, who's this Dominique lady? She's pretty good at writing reports. And they would keep reminding me, Dom is a guy. I'm like, oh, okay, Dom. I'll remember Dom, and I'll stick with that because that's easier. But from the get-go, I could see that he was going to do well here. He worked for Pierce Transit for several years. Out of Pierce Transit, then he went to our. Did he go to our crime suppression team? Our crime suppression team for several years. It was part of the narcotics. Not narcotics. They changed the name so many times. Anyway, he was on our proactive crime suppression team, and he excelled at doing that. They did a little bit of undercover work. He also got on the SWAT team, so that kind of played hand in hand. His SWAT team leader was also a supervisor at the time, and they loved to go out and catch people, put people in jail. They did it the right way. He wasn't one to start fights. He wasn't one to cause problems, but he would get the job done. He did a phenomenal job at everything he did. Just recently, that unit had to close down, and Dom was working at our Edgewood police division. So Deputy Calata worked there with my brother-in-law. He got to know him very well, and all the guys over there. It's a smaller agency that we contract for. So everybody in Edgewood Police Department works for the Sheriff's Department, and he's really going to be missed by all of them. And the city of Edgewood is going to miss Dom as well. He did a really good job making connections in the city, and I know that they're going to miss him. Okay, thank you. We don't have anything set up formally just now, but we would ask that if people want to drop off flowers or cards or anything like that, our South Hill precinct would be a good place. The Edgewood Police Department, the county city building doesn't really have a front entrance. The front door here is not really open right now, so we would ask South Hill precinct and the Edgewood Police Department. We will put out more information about any financial donations or things like that, but that will come from the Sheriff's Department on one of our official websites or our social media pages.
So something we want to let you know is we do not want anybody to start a GoFundMe page. We have a legacy thing set up with our local credit union, and we have a process to do that. So no GoFundMes or anything like that. We'll take care of it and get the information out to the public tomorrow on where they can donate, what they can do, and how they can help. So that's the way, unfortunately, we've done it in the past, and it works very, very well for the situation we're in. Also, we'll let you know, we are going to get his patrol vehicle, and we are going to put it out at the South Hill precinct, and people can go there to see his car and leave flowers there. And that's in the process of happening, and we'll get out the information as soon as we can when that's available for the public to do.
It may be South Hill, or it might be
Parkland.
Edgewood.
Or Edgewood, yeah. We're really spread out, and we have a lot of clear the mountain, clear across the bridge. But I want to thank you guys too for your respectful coverage of this. We know in today's world it's a little bit difficult, and I have way more problems with. I know this isn't going to get used, or is it live? I don't know. Oh, we are. Okay. So basically, what I was going to say is when it comes to anagrams and letters of our units, over the years we used to have really cool names like Strike Force and all that, but now we have to soften them up to these little acronyms so we don't hurt anybody's feelings. Right?
Sure.
Yeah. So when are we going to rename the SWAT team? Because that still sounds pretty cool. You guys, thanks. We're done. We've given you everything.